Hello. Hello to you. Thank you for being here. 2 nights in a row, because I did a live stream last night. I did a candy live last night, and then I did I'm doing one right now. Doing a live stream right now. A regular one, not a candy one. So, thank you for being here on a Friday. It's Friday. We made it. We made it through the whole week, everybody. Man, am I excited for being here on a Friday. I know that sounded sarcastic, but I actually genuinely meant that. So this is what I do. Well, what's going on with you guys? Well, you're here. That's part of it. So if you are in the chat with me right now, if you're in the live chat with me right now, I would love it if you would say hello and let me know you're here, because sometimes people lurk and they message me like a week later or even longer than that, and they're like, hey, I saw your live stream. And I go, well, why didn't you say something, man? I would have loved to have known that you were coming. I would have baked a cake. And then, if you don't show up, there's no cake. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, well, hello. I'm Phil. This is my channel, and on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, this is what I do. I hang out here. I talk with you guys about cartoons and the animation project that I'm working on, and then I turn my camera around, and then I start working on that project, and then sometimes people ask me questions. So in anticipation of that, I'll just give you guys a little bit of a. Well, actually, I won't jump into the animation yet. I'm going to do that in a little bit. We just got started. I don't have to rush. We have the whole night ahead of us. So what's going on this weekend? Well, if you are in the Round Rock, Texas area tomorrow around 1:30, if you go to Round Rock ISD, the high school, they are doing a Comic-Con for the high school tomorrow. It's a really cool event. Hey, over there to Livy Edits, I'm guessing Roblox, over on YouTube. Hello, thanks for waving. I'm going to be hosting a concert tomorrow with the Austin Cinematic Symphony. Now, they are a really cool organization. I believe they are 501c3. Because it's Comic-Con, we're doing some great music from Star Trek, and we're doing music from How to Train Your Dragon, and we're doing music from Harry Potter. So it's going to be a great time. I hope you guys show up. It's going to be free. It's a free concert. And all you got to do is pop in to Round Rock High School. And then you can walk around because they have a Comic-Con happening at the same time as the concert. So we're going to be doing our show for about 40 minutes. And but like afterwards, I'm sure everybody's going to be walking around and checking out all the artists. It'll be a great time. One of my best friends is going to be there. And he has a table there. His name is Joe Rothenberg. He's going to have his brand new comic books available. So I hope you'll stop by. Again, it's Round Rock High School tomorrow, Saturday, the 28th. So it's going to be a good time. Anyway, Sam OK is here. Hello, howdy. And Sam OK is one of my channel members. So she gets her comments on the screen. Super big, so you can see them. Ron Grayson Badios says, can you say Grayson? Grayson. There you go. Jacques says, hi, I'd like to subscribe. Well, you can subscribe. You are totally free to do that. It doesn't cost you anything, and it only makes me just a little bit happier. So I appreciate you being here. Again, last night was a lot of fun. I had 5 different bags of Skittles that I had never tried before, all different flavors. And they were gummy, and some of them were freeze dried. It was really a lot of fun. So if you like watching people eat and review things, please head over to my channel and watch all of that stuff. It's a lot of fun. But my channel is mostly about animation. And so tonight, that is what I'll be talking about. If you're new to my channel, I'm animating a cartoon on paper. Yes, you heard me right. On paper. It's a 7-minute cartoon, and I've got maybe 60 seconds left to go on it. Maybe. It's hard to estimate that. But I'll be working on that tonight shortly. I'll be turning my screen this away, and you'll be able to kind of see what I'm working on. And yeah, it'll be fun. And so, yeah, thanks for being here. And of course, if you are watching live, I'd like to remind you, please feel free to chat with me in the comments. And of course, I do try to call people out and say hi back to them so that you don't feel like you're being ignored. It's fun for you guys. It's fun for me. I enjoy all of it. All right. Well, anyway, so the concert's going to be tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. And then probably coming back home and doing some more drawing. So I've been working on scene 57. For those of you who are keeping track at home, it is the 57th scene, and it comes after 56 and before 58. So, but I'm pretty close to wrapping it up, I think. I'm pretty close. So tonight I'm going to be doing some in-betweening. For those of you who are not familiar with that term, it has to do with the drawings that happen in between. Haha, that's where the name comes from. In between other drawings. And so the in-betweening process it's pretty time consuming, but I've found that it's important to not rush it, because you do still want the drawings to work, right? But the drawings that really, really matter even more than that are the keyframes and the breakdowns. And I've already done my keyframes and my breakdowns for this entire scene. So I think I could probably finish scene 57 before next Friday's live stream. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set that as a goal, and I'm going to try to make that goal. Now, you should know that I'm not being paid to make this cartoon. It's something that I want to do for me. But I do find that setting goals is super, super effective. It doesn't mean I always hit them, but it does give me something to shoot for. And a lot of times I do hit the goal, and then it feels really good. So, oh, look who's here. Gabrielle over on Facebook saying, your animation journey is amazing and inspiring. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. Hi to Bentley B8W over on YouTube. Hi. Thank you for saying hi. You're saying hi quite a bit, Bentley. That's 4 highs in a row, Bentley. We're good. We're good on the high. Oh, there's a 5th high. All right. Well, I'm starting to wonder about you a little bit. Anyway, definitely get a lot of characters showing up here, folks. It's very appropriate, as I am somebody who draws characters, and then eventually characters end up showing up. So isn't that exciting? Definitely exciting. All right. Anyway. All right, so there's that. So here we go. Let me see if I can make some adjustments here on my channel. There we go. All right, there we go. So I'm probably going to get started, but let me show you guys what I'm working on physically tonight. I've got this drawing here, which is, I would say it's one of my keyframe drawings. So this is my hand puppet character, who I call Puppet, and this other drawing is the drawing that I'm going to be working toward. And so basically this drawing is going to kind of lean into going into this drawing. So these two drawings are going to be connected by a handful of in-betweens. So that's what I'll be working on tonight. Now, technically, I already did get started before you guys came in here. And so this is the beginning of one of my in-between drawings. So I'll be starting on that here in just a moment. And let's see here. All right. I'm going to probably turn my my screen around. We're going to get this going here. All right. Those of you who are watching on mobile This is always a bit of a trick for me because I'm trying to make it so that you can see what I'm doing. But because it's vertical, it's like hard to position it just right. So I'm going to see if I can get this going. All right, see if that angle works. Should be okay. If you're watching me on landscape mode, let me close this door. Should look a little better. All right, there we go. All right, that's kind of how I like to set things up. So I've got my drawing board here. I've got my pencil. I've got my eraser. I've got fancy sparkly beverage. I have a little sip this. Alrighty. And you'll, as I'm flipping drawings, you'll be able to kind of like get an idea of what I'm doing. You get a pretty good idea, I would say, as you can kind of see as like, yeah, you can kind of see that's where things are going. So, all right, so it's going to be, yeah, all right. Oh, thank you, Sam. Okay. Sam okay says it's fun to see you draw on Puppet. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, Puppet's a pretty fun character. You know, you could argue that Puppet's really not a character in the sense that it's a puppet, but I sort of think of it like it is a character. It's an extension of a character, right? So, I don't know if you've ever played with hand puppets yourself, but I do kind of feel like it can be easy to lose yourself when you're using a hand puppet. You can kind of, you know, fall into a different character and sort of become them. So I don't know. In some ways, I think it is a character that's alive in its own way. Not really alive, but you know what I'm saying. Or maybe you don't know what I'm saying, but just take my word for it. You know. Yes, he has his own personality. He does. He does. Gabrielle says, it's so cool that you're keeping traditional animation alive. Thank you for saying that. I really do appreciate it. I'm not the only one. There are some fantastic animators out there who are also doing similarly, and some of them are doing it digitally, but it is still considered traditional animation in the sense that they're drawing digitally, but they're still drawing. They're still doing all the motion with their hands. They're not simply like, putting a prompt into an AI generator or anything like that. They're not doing that. They're actually doing the work. And I'm going to specifically give you an example. Not that I'm putting he and I in the same bucket, because he's a Disney veteran and I'm definitely not. But Aaron Blaise just won Best Short Subject for his film Snow Bear, which he animated himself. And I just watched the Annie Awards this week, and I got to see, I got to watch him give his acceptance speech, which is just really wonderful. And I'm super proud of him. It's great. It's great that he did that. So, there's a few people out there doing it. Some of them are winning awards doing it, which is great. All right. It's going to be a very 8-bit night, I think. I'm going to play a different song. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up from Ken Landrum over on Facebook. Ken, who is an artist as well. I love when artists pop in. It's pretty exciting. Here, wait. A little bit of music, a little jazzy music for you. Gabriel says, I'm trying to break into the animation industry myself. Are you? That's wonderful. Tell me more. Tell me how you're trying to break in. What are you doing? I want to know all about it. Yes, fun music tonight. Oh, hi, Rachel. How's it going? Rachel on Facebook, just stopping by to say hello. Going to hit the hay. Good night. Oh, well, thanks for being here for 2 seconds. And thank you for the heart. I appreciate that. Those of you that are giving me likes and stuff on YouTube, I can't see those until after the video is over. So I do appreciate that. I can only see the ones from Facebook. So that is why I call those out. And I don't call the ones out on YouTube. They don't tell me. They don't tell me about who's doing it on YouTube. Oh, you're under the weather. Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to catch up soon then, Rachel. I hope you feel better soon. Gabrielle says, I got accepted into the Don Bluth University animation program. That's great. Congratulations. I'm going to be mentored by Don Bluth Online, and many people who took the program found jobs in the industry afterwards. I hope you find one as well. That is wonderful. Congratulations. Very exciting. Oh, who's Stacy? Rachel said, "Good for you, Stacy." Is that a typo? Because there's nobody named Stacy talking right now. That could be the under the weather talking. All right, so I think I'm good on this drawing. So what I'm going to do now is, thanks for the like from Ken Landrum over on Facebook. Thanks, man. Appreciate you very much. All right, so I've got this drawing now, so I feel pretty good about this. So I'm going to go ahead and label this as drawing 13, and I'm going to do number 14, I think, next. All right, so there's that. So I'm actually going to take this one out for just a moment and put it on my big old stack of drawings that's just off camera. And then I'm actually going to flip these drawings around because I'm favoring this drawing. I want the next one I do to be closer to this one. So I'm going to have this one be facing me, and then it'll help me kind of focus on that one more. All right. So now that I got that on there, let's see if I can start with this. Okay. All right, so that's there. So I'm gonna let's see. Here we go. Gabriel says, I wish there were more traditional animation productions and jobs these days. It's such a wonderful medium. You and me both, Gabriel. I really agree. I agree. Hey, thanks to Amanda Stair over on Facebook for giving me a thumbs up. Actually, Amanda Stair is an animator as well. So, you know, I guess the moral of the story is if you want to meet more animators, come hang out with me here during my live stream. And in the comments, y'all can connect with each other. There's Amanda. Hey, she says. Amanda, you should talk with Gabriel, who's watching right now as well. And he just got accepted into the Don Bluth online program. So I'm sure you two will have a lot to talk about. Not that I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I had to tell him that you were also an animation person. I would love it if all the animation people would come here and hang out. That would be great. Don't call yourself names, Amanda. Even if you're rusty, you're still an animation person in my book. You don't even have to apologize for any of it. Well, let me see if I can get my music going again. I didn't mean to run out of. I ran out of music. How does this happen? You know, we're actually gonna switch to this. Now, there's probably going to have to be more in-betweens in between these drawings, but I'm just kind of trying to get like the general motion down. And then what happens is I'll play it through a few times and see how it works. And if things seem like they're a little bit chunky, then I'll go back and I'll add more drawings in between the drawings I'm doing. But what I'm working on tonight will probably give me a really good idea of how well the motion works. In case you're wondering, is this going to be enough drawings? The answer is probably not. That's usually the answer. Usually the answer is probably not. You need more drawings. This scene actually has just joined the ranks recently of a limited club of scenes of animation in my cartoon. It is one of the only scenes that has crossed over 100 drawings for a single scene. I don't know how like high up the list it's going to go. It is currently at the very like bottom, but I'm thinking it's going to go up higher as I add more drawings. So I'll let you guys know probably next week, because I'm thinking I might finish this scene by then. That's my plan anyway. Go. Getting there, getting there. Needs a little bit more work. But it is taking shape. If you've been watching me tonight, you've noticed that, yeah, these drawings are coming together. I really don't need to be as precious as I'm being right now, but it is very difficult. It's within my nature to try to be a little bit more of a perfectionist, and I do battle that quite a bit. And if you're somebody that frequents my channel, you know that I talk a lot about the mental health side of being an artist. There is actually quite a bit of mental health aspects to art, and very often when I see people talking about why they ended a project or something like that, a lot of the reasons that I see is they got burned out or frustrated with themselves or whatever. It's not that they couldn't do the project anymore. It's that they kind of got in their own way. Now you could blame that on any number of things. You could blame that on being neurodivergent. You could blame it on medication. You could blame it on negative self-talk. It doesn't really matter what the reason is. The point is it happens, and recognizing that it's happening and trying to find good coping mechanisms is kind of the key. It is something I deal with as well, and I really do my best to not get too overwhelmed. It's like the delicate balance of this project for me has been working on it enough so that I can actually tell that there's progress happening, but not stressing myself out too much if the progress isn't as much as I would like it to be, which it pretty much is hardly ever. So it is definitely a struggle for sure. And anytime anybody wants to like talk about that stuff, please feel free. It's not going to be weird. Not for me anyway. There we go. Yep, that's working. I don't have to make these perfect, but I do like to get them as close as I can to what I want, because it helps me see what I need to do next. There we go. He's got buttons for eyes, and so I treat those like 3D shapes, 3D objects, and I try to make it look like they're, moving in 3 dimensions. But obviously, it's a 2-dimensional drawing, so that's a whole thing. Oh, Debbie Weiss is here on Facebook. Hey, Debbie. How's it going? Debbie is an amazing animation collector. Here, I'm going to lower the music for just a second. It got a little too heroic for my own good. Debbie is an amazing animation collector of animation art, and she has an amazing facility in California where people can buy online, but they can also visit in person. And she also runs a group on Facebook of animation art appreciators. So you should definitely look her up and check her out. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way, Debbie. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. As I'm just sitting here making my little cartoons. Debbie, I would love to talk to you someday about how you got involved in collecting Disney art and selling it. I think that would be a really fun story to hear. So let me know. Maybe I'll even bring you on camera with me sometime when we can talk about it. Not to put you on the spot, but that's exactly what I just did. All right, so he's starting to come together now. I'm getting more and more of his features. As long as I've got like that motion, even between two frames, as long as I've got that motion happening, I've got somewhere to go, right? And then I'm always going back and checking to make sure it still works as a next image from here. So as long as that still works, then we're good. And it is still working, so that's a good sign. All right, so that's mostly there. I just got to do his little hair now, his hair follicles, which are literally pieces of yarn. How appropriate too that I'm playing music from the game Puppeteer tonight, and I'm drawing Puppet. I wasn't even thinking about that actually. That was a happy accident. I do love when that happens. I was like, what an appropriate thing to be listening to. No, I did not plan that. I cannot take too much credit, other than the fact that I clicked play and then realized it later. All right, so that's pretty good. I think I'm gonna go with that. And I'm just gonna add his hair now, and then I'll be done with that drawing. And then I'll just have to figure out what I'm doing after that. So, hey, thanks for the heart from Jordan Benons Hillard over on Facebook. I do appreciate that. Thank you guys for all the kind clicks tonight. And if you're not already subscribed to me on YouTube, that would mean a lot to me if you would give me a like and subscribe there. It does help people find my channel more easily. And as an independent creator, that's a difficult road to hoe. Let me tell you. If you really want to follow what I'm doing and you don't want to be dealing with like the social media aspect of it, you can also go to retailsunshine.com and you can follow me for free there. That's just another way that I'm connecting with people, and I put stuff there that I don't put anywhere else. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Yeah, I guess I can turn my music back up now. Oh, thanks for the like, Emmanuel Jaquez over on Facebook. Appreciate you. There we go. Moving right along, folks. Not bad for a Friday night. This song reminds me of the music for Pee-wee's Big Adventure. But I'm a big Danny Elfman fan, so it's not hard for me to find inspiration from him. Yeah, I like it. See, if you're looking at his hair right now, that's what I'm working on. I'm making his hair do a little flippy thing. All right, I think I'm good on this one. Yep, that looks good. I'm gonna label this one drawing 14. Now the question is, what do I want to do about joining these together? And that's going to be really the question. So I think I've got an idea. So I'm gonna take drawing 15 out and put that on my stack that's over here. And I'm gonna flip these back again. I actually want the drawing in between 13 and 14. I want it to favor this drawing, so I'm gonna bring that forward. And that'll be the one I pay most attention to. All right, got my nice clean piece of paper there. When I tell you guys I've got a stack of drawings sitting next to my table, next to my drawing desk here, I'm talking about like this stack of drawings. Now they're not all in order, okay? So they're probably not going to do exactly what I want them to do right now, but you'll get like the idea, right? You'll get a little bit of an idea. So that's a bit of what I'm doing. All right, so let's get this going here. All right, so let's see. How do I want to handle this? All right, so let's see. I want to get his. What I'm looking for right now is I'm trying to find my arc, my line of action. So I've got his hand here, and I want it to kind of go into this pose behind it. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring it up right there. So that kind of tells me where the top of his hand is going to be. So I just give myself like guide points and sort of go from there. You can see, like, you can kind of imagine his hand going up like that. You can see it, right? Right, and then from there to there. Now, I might need another drawing in between that, but for now, I think that'll work. I might actually make this a little bit more pronounced. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 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 So you can see how he's like raising his hand now. And so that's going to cause that. Yeah, there we go. It's a good song. Okay, so that's going to go there, which means that's going to come down this way. Bring that there. All right. So that's going to go that way. All right, so now we're going to kind of place his head where it needs to go and get that figured out. Let's see if I can get that there. Yeah, I guess you could call me a flip book artist. Is it Cheeseburg Goated? I don't know how to say your name. Yes, I guess you could call me a flip book artist. That's fine. Yep, I'm flipping these pages and making it move. So yeah, we can call it that. Except when I'm done, it won't be a flip book. It'll be a 7-minute cartoon. So that's the difference. Oh, you're fine. I'm not offended. I don't mind it. I don't mind at all. This is the same kind of thing that flipbook artists do. So no, you're not. Don't feel bad about saying that. Oh boy, I'm sorry it's hot in your room. Do you not have any AC? I know how that can be. It got really hot here today in Texas. It got up to like the mid to high 80s, and I was like, mid to high 80s? It's still February. What are you doing? It was a little weird. If I'm being honest, I mean, I don't know. It's a little too hot for February, I would say. You don't have any AC? Oh my gosh, I feel for you. I feel for you. I don't know that I would stay in that room. I think I'd have to get out. That would make me feel pretty claustrophobic, I think. We're coming up on an hour, which is usually when I end my live streams on Friday night. But I'm gonna probably finish this drawing because I'm feeling pretty good about it, and I feel like I've made some really good progress tonight, which I don't always feel like that. It doesn't always work. Yeah, get yourself a mini fan. Get yourself a mini fan. I feel bad for you. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I hope you subscribe and come back on Friday nights. That's when I do these. And yeah. I appreciate that. All the shorts are AI slop. You're right. I'm very anti AI, by the way. I talk about that on the channel a lot. I'm not saying that all AI is bad. I'm not saying that. You gotta like you gotta take the good with the bad, I guess. Obviously, if I ask my phone what time it is, or I ask it to like call a number for me when my hands are washing dishes or something like that, obviously that's a form of AI, and I appreciate that. I don't need AI to make art though. I don't need that. I don't feel like that's doing anything of actual value. Personally, I don't think it is. I don't want to watch AI slop as content. And Roblox games too. Yeah, I never got into Roblox. I mean, I do like playing games, but I never got into Roblox. I was probably too old when that game came out, and so if I was younger when it came out, maybe I would have got into it, but it just wasn't. It wasn't on my radar. Okay. Oh, yeah, 2006. Well, 2006. What was I doing in 2006? I wasn't playing Roblox. I can tell you that. I don't know what I was playing in 2006. Probably still playing my GameCube, honestly. Or I was playing like Unreal Tournament or Counter-Strike. I don't know. What was I playing in 2006? I don't know. I seem like mid-20s to 30s. That is so kind of you. I will take that compliment. Holy moly. Boy, do I feel really good now. Thank you for that. That is super nice of you. I'm definitely not in my 20s or 30s. What type of animations do you do, asks Vesper Storm. Well, I'm animating a 7-minute cartoon based on my now 18-year-old comic strip called Retail Sunshine. If you go to retailsunshine.com, you'll be able to learn more about it. But this 7-minute cartoon, it'll be out eventually. I don't know when. I've got 60 seconds of animation left to go. It's going to be 7 minutes in total when it's done. And yeah, I'm definitely making progress. It just takes a long time, and I've learned that in this process, like the more I learn that I have to learn a lot more. So when I started this process, I really thought that by the time I got to this part of the cartoon, that I would be like so much better, that it would go a lot faster. And that's not really what's happened. What's happened is, as I've hit my own goals, I've started to increase the difficulty on what I'm expecting myself to do, which isn't very fair, I guess. But I'm kind of glad that I've done that, because it's like giving me something to aspire to, and it's pushed me. So on one hand, I'm a little sad that I haven't gotten like a lot faster, but on the other hand, the reason why I haven't gotten a lot faster is because I keep throwing myself curveballs. So I can't get that mad. I can't get that mad at myself. How old am I actually? I'm actually 44. I know, you probably don't believe me, but that is how old I am. I'm 44. I don't feel 44. I can tell you that. I don't feel this at this age at all. Okay, as you can see, Puppet is starting to look like himself now that I've got his eyeballs in there. His eyeballs that are made out of buttons for eyes. My voice doesn't sound like that? Okay, well, that's good. I've always been a young person. Even when I was a kid, I didn't want to hang out with like kids my own age. Like, I guess that doesn't really make me a young person, does it? But my point is, when I was younger, I didn't really like to hang out with people my own age. I liked to hang out with the adults. I thought they had much more interesting things to say. And so if I went to a party that had like an adult table, I would go to the adult table, and they would always be like, go play with your friends. And I would just be like, nah, I'm good. That's just always been who I've been. But I've always been like very, very young at heart, even now and when I was a kid. My grandmother used to call me Peter Pan because I used to talk about how I didn't want to grow up. That was like a constant thing for me. And it still is. And I'm, I still watch cartoons. I'm making cartoons. So I don't know. I always say cartoons are why I'm still very youthful. I blame animation. I blame it in a good way. I don't blame it in a bad way. Yeah, that would make me sound older as a kid. I know. That's weird, right? I don't know. I don't know what that says about me. I don't know. And like all the stuff that I love, a lot of it came from before I was born. So like I grew up loving like 1950s music and things like that. Or music from the 70s or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know what that says about me. And then as I'm getting older now, I find that I really appreciate stuff that's older even more. But I also like the stuff I love that's older is like I love old animation. I mean, it's still cartoons. I am going to finish this drawing tonight. Then I'll end my live stream for the evening. You like 50s music too? That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, there's some really good stuff that came out years ago. I get really sad when I think that when I think about artists that came before us, and I think like, wow, no one's paying attention to what they did, and like they had whole lives, you know, they had lives and careers, and they were creative, and so the idea that like we're not paying attention to that stuff makes me really sad. So I always try to like learn about other artists and stuff and what their life was like. And it was that thought that really got me, that helped me just want to start my podcast. That I'm not doing my podcast right now. It's called Stay Tuned. You can find it on my channel, or you can find it on Spotify. But I might go back to making more episodes of Stay Tuned one day. But the whole motivation behind it was I wanted to shine a light on other artists that I felt like really deserved to get some attention. Cheeseburger is asking, what weird question? What was your first video on an older channel or this channel if you don't have an older channel and older channel? What was my first video? I don't know. One of my first videos was, I think I was showing off one of my comic books that I made, and I was like flipping through and showing the pages of it. So I think that's one of my first videos. It was back in 2013. What device am I drawing on? It asks A Electric Aura. This is a light table. If I turn it on like this, not only do I get to blind you guys, but I get to see through the drawings I'm working on, and I'll use it sometimes to help me like see what I want to do next. I try not to use it too much because it can kind of become a crutch. It can be very, very tempting to want to see through. The problem is when you see through, yes, it shows you where all the lines are, but it doesn't help you see where the motion is. If you want to see where the motion is, you have to flip. And that's, you notice as I'm flipping, you're seeing like motion happening. So that's something I've had to like train myself, is to rely more on flipping and less on the light. But the light is really nice. It's nice if I need it. Now, the other thing that's really cool about this is this disc. Here, let me lower my music. I'm getting a little tired of talking over music. Oh, it's the end of the album, so I'll just let it play out. Okay, so this disc actually rotates. So I can actually like draw this way, and that way I don't get my arm tired out. I don't always do it. But it is nice to have that feature there. So I bought this for myself for my birthday, as like a birthday gift to me back in 2023. That was when I started animating this cartoon, was 2023. And I bought this because I was like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right. So that was what I That was the investment in myself that I made, and I do think it's important to make investments in ourselves. And so that is the origin of how I got this light table. I think I'm gonna end it there, guys. I think I've got what I want. I might clean this drawing up a little bit more later, but I think for now, this is exactly what I'm wanting it to look like. And because this is an in between drawings 13 and 14, I'm going to go ahead and call this drawing 13B. Sometimes I don't figure out that properly, and I have to go back and relabel things. But I actually think this is going to be fine. So I'm going to call it 13B. And I'm going to turn my thing this way. Yeah, it is a cool gadget. Yeah, it's a long time for animation, Cheeseburg. It is a long time. I've been working on this since then, but I've been working on the series since 2008. So I don't mind, and I'm really enjoying bringing my characters to life. You probably can't see them if you're watching this on the vertical version of my live stream. I am streaming like horizontal and vertical depending on where you're watching this video. But behind me, if you're watching on horizontal, you can see on my walls I've got some of my characters up there. So anyway, thanks guys for joining me. I really appreciate this, and thanks for subscribing and liking this video. It does mean a lot to me. My channel is still growing, has a lot more growing to do, so I appreciate anybody who likes to help that. And if I forgot to mention anybody who sent me a like on Facebook, I think Tico did. Tico Mendoza over on Facebook, the guy that took my headshots. If you're wondering about my headshots, like I have a superhero drawing that I have on my profile picture on YouTube. If you're wondering about where that came from, it was from Tico Mendoza. It wasn't AI. It was from a real life photographer, and the cool stuff that he does in his studio. He did a great job. But anyway, so I've got my 3 drawings. I usually try to get 3 drawings done in a night when I do a live stream in an hour. Thank you very much, A Electric Aura. I appreciate for the sub, and I'm glad you'll be back. And again, if you haven't already, check out retailsunshine.com. You can find out more information about this project, some more behind the scenes stuff. You can follow me there for free. Don't worry. I know it's a Patreon account, but you don't have to throw money at me if you don't want to. It's just those options are there if people want them. But yeah, and if you're on Facebook, you can look for Retail Sunshine on Facebook and follow me there as well. And if you like getting animation news from like Disney and Warner Brothers and Illumination, if you like all that stuff too, I do run a group on Facebook called the Stay Tuned community page. Now, tuned is spelled Tooned. So if you search Stay Tuned community page on Facebook, you'll find that group. Please feel free to join. I use that group to post about stuff that's coming out in the animation industry because it's stuff that I look up anyway, and I like to share it. And I used to share it on my personal Facebook profile, but I sort of felt like it was just too much. And so I was like, I want to have a place where I put this exclusively. So that's where I put that now. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much for being here, guys. I'll see you next Friday night at 9 p.m. Central. I do this every Friday. I'd love to have you back. Have a great weekend. See you guys later.